All right, thank you for joining us for podcast number 3. I just want to say first off, thank you for all the support we got on the last 2. It's been great. Honestly, I didn't expect it to be to the point it is now, and yeah, I'm super grateful and blessed to see that. But yeah, we have another guest for you, and I'm gonna let McGuire do a little intro for him.
So this is our special friend, Caden Wooldridge. He is a sophomore pitcher here at the University of Montevallo. Actually came in as a two-way.
Yep.
Surprisingly. But here, introduce yourself a little bit.
Yes, my name's Caden Wooldridge. I'm a pitcher here at Montevallo. I'm a sophomore. I'm 20 years old, and yeah.
So, tell us about your testimony and your walk with God so far.
Yeah, so I grew up in church all my life, and when I was 14, I was kind of always drawn to people that were fully in faith and guys that were always, in progress of it. I grew up in like an old-time Christian church where it was kind of like very strict, very tight. And then once I went to a church called the Highlands, I went in there and it was kind of opened my eyes. I saw people with their hands up, people worshiping and not really caring about what other people think. And that kind of opened my eyes, and I gave my life to the Lord and got baptized when I was 14 years old. Yeah. And honestly, the main turning point in my life was this past summer, actually. I was on a boat with my best friend Curtis Schuyler from back at home.
Shout out.
Yep. And he actually told me, he was like, how sure are you that you're going to go to heaven? And that was something that I literally was thinking about, because he was like, if it's not 100%, for a fact, then you're probably not going to heaven. And that was something that really, really hit me hard. And I was honestly losing sleep over it, really thinking about it. And it's to the point now where it's like how long is it going to take before I act on it, And I mean, it's something I'm working day by day, and I'm happy to be here and a lot better than I was. So
yeah, so that's kind of crazy. It's kind of similar to my story, I feel like, in the sense of I got baptized pretty early.
Yeah.
14's pretty early, I would say, A lot of people don't meet God until later. And then you kind of go through your high school and then go into college. Last year was your first year, and I spoke on it in a earlier podcast, but the temptations are different. Everything looks different. It's a lot harder to stay on the same track, especially in this new walk you're in, just with college. But besides your buddy, opening your eyes to that, what really flipped in your head? What did you end up doing after that?
I think acknowledging, where the devil tries to get you, because once I first got here as a freshman, I really was, honestly, I didn't think temptation was going to be a big problem for me. I never drank in high school, and it was never a big deal. And then once I got here, it was it's Montevallo University, and it was more of the older guys, kind of tempting you to do it. Not hitting on anything there, but just seeing that and opening my eyes to that, it really turned me around. These are things that God is also throwing in my life to really realize there's no other way.
Yeah.
And just seeing that, there is one way and there's one life that you should be living for, and that really turned me around.
No, the devil's definitely going to throw everything he's got at you.
Yep.
And I experienced that for 2 years, and, this past year was kind of the turning point, and I'm blessed. I can't tell you how blessed I am to have the people around me.
And, by the way, Mac, you can really tell also, just being, from an outside view, just kind of looking at Mac, he's almost I talked about earlier, those people that you look at or you're drawn towards, and that's someone that Mac is for a lot of guys here, so.
I mean, that starts with, the people, it always comes back to last year. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Always comes back to last year. UCK Luke. There's some other ones, who else?
I don't know, dude. It's not even also the guys that are loud about it.
Yeah.
I would say that you were one of them last year.
Yeah.
Whenever we would go to Bible study like that, I would say that I would listen probably this isn't anything this isn't offensive anyway, but I was kind of surprised, a little bit.
I mean, I'll say that too. I was a little surprised.
How bold you were in your because you knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I went there with nothing.
But it's also two different things, because I've been very guilty of it as well, especially at some points this year as well too. But just kind of knowing what's right and knowing what you should be doing,
Yeah.
and then just like, I mean, I think baseball players, we're the hardest on ourselves, and just kind of seeing that and like how it just kind of killed me because I knew what I'm supposed to be doing. I know the life that I could be living, and how much better it should be. And it's just putting that into place, and I've really started to grow, especially.
No, 100%.
That's a point that a lot of Christians, I think, like get to.
Yeah.
Is all right. So I've given myself to the Lord. I know what I need to be doing, and then it's great, and then eventually you hit kind of like that wall
Yeah.
in your walk. And someone told me one time that like if you took a view of your walk with the Lord, it's not going to be this.
No.
It's going to be a whole lot of this, up and down. But a lot of people they get this and they just stop.
Yeah.
So just I want to tell you that's pretty great that you're able to kind of sit back, self-reflect, and be like, all right, let me turn my life back around. And not that I don't think you were just like off the chain or nothing, but you really like saw where like you might have not been the person you wanted to be, is what it sounds like. So that's great, dude. I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, so this is one of my favorite times or parts of the show. What's your favorite verse? And like, tell us a little bit about it. Like, why it's your favorite verse?
Yeah, so I've always grown up, like, even when I was, like, little, like, 10 years old, whatever, and just started lifting or just doing anything in general. Before I actually did anything like lifting, got in at bat, got on the mound, I always said, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just one thing that I've always said before every lift here, and it's always been something I would do. So that's got to be it.
I feel like that's like every Christian
I know.
athlete's go-to verse.
I know.
It's a good
It's
one.
good.
Though.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's pretty. Like,
Yeah.
is it bad to say cliche?
No, I mean, if it means something to you,
Yeah.
then
It all comes from the Bible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's-
So in this season of life, what do you think God's kind of putting in front of you, and what do you think He's like trying to teach you?
Well, honestly, the biggest thing right now for me is when I've seen to get like closer to God or the closest I've been, you start to find that comfort in it. And I think that's when the devil hits you the most. So like this summer, I've probably been the closest with God I've ever been. You know, I was really reading in, getting to the Word really hard, almost on fire for the Word and for Jesus.
Yeah.
And then kind of once I got here, it was like a you're so busy that it's like just trying to find time for the Lord, which really you can just, not sleep in, wake up, actually do your stuff, because there's always time for that,
Yeah.
And I think just staying consistent with Him, because, I mean, the best parts of your life are when you're with Him, and just taking that for granted is the worst part, so.
yeah. No, I mean, we've said it both podcasts. It takes 10 minutes to kind of grow. It's like you come to the field and you do your throwing, and that may take just a little bit part of your day, but that's what to help you be a better baseball player. So you can do the same thing and strengthen your relationship with God.
For sure. And also, one big thing that I didn't talk about, but I think just my identity not being in baseball, that's something we really harped on last year in Bible study and stuff. And that really hit me hard, just because, like, I was so into, like, baseball. Like, that's my thing. That's who I am. And just kind of having that turning point of, like, once I got injured and, like, once I had Tommy John and all that stuff, just kind of really, like, this is not who I am. This is not what it is. Because once that happened, like, I literally shut down.
Yeah.
Like, I was completely quiet, just watching it all unfold, watching my best friends play from growing up, and that kind of hit me hard, and just realizing I can still make an impact. I can still make an impact on this team and with other people not playing baseball.
Yeah.
And just kind of taking that with me now that I will be playing baseball. So,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely hard. Like the injuries thing, and I don't want to keep milking that I've had an injury, because I've said in the past 2 podcasts. But anyways, like you start realizing, like, what am I without the sport, right? And the way that I've, come as I've gotten healthy, I've realized nothing's changed. Like really, you just have to have that, your foundation built in Him, and then whether you're on the field playing, whether you're hurt and not playing, or you're completely healthy and not playing, you should be the same person.
yeah.
That's what I feel like. And even if you're the guy on the field playing every day, you should be the same person, because you know that, hey, whether I hit a home run today, whether I play, whether I'm even able to play, like that doesn't matter as much as your relationship with God.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is also a very cool part is, you know, what inspired you to actually pursue baseball? Like everybody's is different.
Yeah. I would say for me, I grew up always playing baseball and like kind of finding ways to live out and like be the guy that the Lord wants me to be through that. Like Audio last year talked about how the closest he feels is when he's with God, or when he's on the mound, he's with God, and that's like the closest he is with him. And that kind of like I kind of see that now, and it used to be more of like a this is my identity, this is why I play. And these past couple years, it's been like how can I shine the light of God through me on the mound?
Yeah.
Even if I suck, get off the mound. How can I show His works through me?
I've noticed that like over the years, baseball has honestly showed me how to become a better man
Yeah.
and like a better person. And like that's like baseball stuff aside, like you legit learn
Yeah.
like how to control yourself, how to control anger, how to control emotions, like whether that be on the field or like in here somewhere or like whatever's going on. That's like the biggest thing that I pulled from my years of playing baseball.
Not only that, you have to sit with it too.
Yeah.
Because you have a bad game, you kind of sold the game or whatever, and everyone's kind of looking at you. It's like how do I take that for 4 or 5 days till you play again, and then you got to perform there too. So it's very
difficult.
very difficult sport.
So this is also like, I think I'm not gonna compare. Never mind. What does a typical day look like of you trying to balance your day of being an athlete while being a child of God?
Yes. So a lot of times, like when I do feel closer to God, it's almost like you can see like sin better. Like you can almost feel it. So like whenever you accidentally say a bad word, you accidentally do something wrong, it's like just saying short prayers like, I'm sorry, Lord.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. It's just stuff in your head, And I need to be better, obviously, about kind of like being Christians, kind of being that light and showing, being that good direction for people to turn into Christianity.
Yeah.
So just kind of finding ways to do that in small ways,
Yeah. Y'all remember when y'all were younger and I don't know, my dad would always be like, you don't know who's watching. Like when we would go to the baseball
Yeah.
field and stuff like that,
Yeah,
like we
yeah,
would just be like 10 ground balls. He'd be like, you don't know who's watching.
That
Like
could be a scout right
there
there.
could be like a high school coach
Yeah.
sitting there watching you.
Yeah.
I'm like 8 years old. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, Dad.
Middle school coaches
That's-
over there.
That's like you don't like when we're on the field and like say I mess up and something comes out of me, like you don't know if somebody's like watching you like, and like I'm very like I do this not a lot, but I do it. Like you don't know if somebody's sitting there like looking at you like you're saying like Mac's a good Christian, but like he said that like why? So that means I can
big
do
on
it.
me.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a Christian too, like that means I can do it.
Right.
So like I said, you don't know who's watching.
No.
Like somebody could be looking at you and like you could be their leadership like little role that of a Christian and they're watching you do this and then all of a sudden it's like you gave him this idea of he's a Christian but he's cussing or he's going out and getting hammered or he's going and do these sinful things.
That was a big thing for me too, like just being there and like knowing like proclaiming your faith and being about Christianity. Like I've had people come up to me and be like, I'm not a Christian because like he's a Christian, he's doing this.
Yeah.
It just kind of me like that kind of like hinders like it's like, I'm messed up, I've done this. It's like it's hard to be the right light for, the Lord.
And like I know guilt is like a terrible thing to feel, but like whenever I do those kinds of things, like I do feel it. Like I'm like
You feel it more
embarrassed.
almost.
It's embarrassing to know that I'm putting myself out like that, and then people are seeing me do those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing. Like when you start, getting like deeper into your relationship with God, and like you're actively trying to grow it yourself, and then you slip up or do something like that in front of people, like that conviction feeling.
Yeah.
And like you said, like it's kind of hard not to be hard on yourself because you're like, yeah, there's definitely people seeing me doing this podcast right now, and if I go to the field tomorrow and I slam my bat and I'm acting like an idiot,
Yeah.
they're like, well, what is like? So he goes on Tuesday nights and films a podcast and then comes to the field and acts totally different. But I think that's like there's like a difference between being that guy and then a guy who's just naturally slipping up, right?
Yeah.
So that's where you got to find like that fine line of like, hey, like acknowledge what you did, but know that hey, this is the good thing about having a relationship with God is I slipped up. I didn't intentionally do it, but I did, and now I can just ask for forgiveness and keep moving on. I don't think it's going to necessarily make people think different of you. And like being that light for someone, I don't think you can like wake up one day and be like, all right, I'm gonna be the light today.
Yeah.
I think that you individually, like wanting to grow spiritually and be closer to God, people just see it, and you just are that light. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So you kind of talked about your dad a little bit with starting to pursue baseball. Who like I don't know if he has been, but like who's been kind of like a mentor in your life, whether it be baseball or spiritual?
Yeah, my I would say like hero wise, my dad's definitely up there for kind of being my hero. Just watching him, like how much he is invested in my life, how much he kind of pours into it. It's almost like it's a father thing, but also like that's kind of how God kind of views us.
Yeah.
It's like being so invested in you and like you know all the money he's poured into it and just everything he's put into it. It's like in all of it. And also just, he's such a successful man and he's a good guy. But also just honestly, spiritually, it's been almost more of my friends like Curtis Schuyler and also some guys I have back in Auburn University. A lot of those guys have been a big light in my life. Also, Blake Wood, just kind of guys here that like it's easy to look at and kind of like how can I be more like him?
Yeah.
How can I be more? And they're more like Jesus. So it's just those have always been big more mentors in my life.
Yeah. Talking back on the dad thing, I think especially for athletes like us, I would say that the reason that we feel the way we do about like our dads being our heroes is because of the passion and the want to, like, because they want us, like
Yeah.
they want, like they honestly they probably want it more than we
Yep.
do.
Yeah.
But like the
Yeah.
passion that they show, and like sometimes it's bad passion. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like
It's-
the 12U dad that was like
Yeah.
screaming at the
that's
kids,
what I'm saying. Like
yelling
sometimes
at
it's
the
bad passion, but like
Yeah.
you got to listen to what they're saying and not how they're saying it. Like it's one of those things where it's like a coach. But no, I think it's like, especially as I've gotten older, like I've kind of like absorbed the passion that my dad
Yep.
shows to me while I'm playing. Because
Yeah.
sometimes like I'll get out and like obviously he's going to be upset because something happened. Like
Yeah.
I did something wrong or something. But I mean, I keep saying it, but the passion that he gives off honestly makes me want to success even more. Not for him, but like for the future and like what I could do for him.
It's almost like instilled into you.
Yeah.
So like when I was younger, just having my dad yell at me, I was like, the guy was like, Dad,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
relax a little bit. And now looking back, it's like he had that much passion, like he cared that much. Like
Yeah,
I have videos of my dad literally like mid game, and before every pitch, he was like literally shaking
Yeah.
and getting up every time.
It's definitely like such a blessing to have
Yeah.
that in your life. 'Cause some people don't,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my dad's probably gonna listen to this and be like, "Yeah, I'm that dad that was screaming
No,
screaming at a 4-year-old."
Yeah,
Like,
my dad was that too.
But
That was
yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, I was about to say I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I literally wouldn't if my dad didn't act like that when I was younger. I probably wouldn't be here.
No.
Honestly, I probably would have given up
Yeah.
if my dad didn't put as much into me. Baseball like that he did. Yeah, I feel like that's like I mean, a lot of people listening to this probably have the same story. No, it's great.
So you kind of already touched on it.
Yeah.
How do you keep your faith strong whenever you're going through these things and these failures that have been happening?
Yeah. So I think your faith is built and faith is really tested when you do go through these tough times. And that's like the biggest struggle. I think for a lot of Christians and like
Yeah.
growing Christians, and I think just like turning to Him in those points. So like getting hurt, not throwing to 2 batters last year and then getting hurt again, that stuff. Just kind of turning and being like how can I use this to grow in my life and grow in my spiritual walk. And I think that like once I got hurt, every time I've got hurt in my life or something bad has gone, I've really found a way, it may have been prolonged, but finding a way to kind of turn to Him and giving your life to Him,
100%.
So just giving your battles to Him is the main way.
So, obviously that you've been a young athlete, whether you were in the Word or not.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for young Christian athletes who are going about life right now?
Yeah, so I always go back to my favorite song, which is Narrow Road. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but it's my favorite Christian song. And it talks about, this is a narrow road that you're walking through. And just kind of, when I was younger, I think a lot of people try to be that popular kid, try to be that guy that's like everyone looks to. Like, I want to be the guy that's like cool, especially when you're younger. You look at the seniors, you look at those really good athletes, like how could I be more like them? And just kind of knowing that like being a Christian is a narrow road. Like it's very like it'll feel lonely at times actually. I think just kind of sticking with it and not like being very firm in your faith. And I was a guy that was like, I know that I'm going to be a Christian, but just kind of I'm young, I can live it up still.
Yeah.
And just kind of you never know when it's going to end. And I think we've you talked about that on Easton's podcast, and just kind of staying in that firm foundation with Him, because once you're off track, it can be harder to get on track. So
that was something that I heard one time. Was somebody told me that they felt as if Christianity was like something for the future for like older people.
Yeah.
And that was crazy.
That is,
to
yeah.
hear.
I mean,
hard.
I guess it's one of those like real things that people like. You just don't know what you don't know, and like who you're around.
Yeah, that's also one of the most important things I think is you talk about the group of guys you're with, or your personality, or who you are, or the sum of the 3 people that you hang out with.
Yeah.
And I think just finding that group of guys that are those good friends that are really, good influences on you, because that'll really impact you.
I think I'm the kind of guy that can kind of like hang around with anybody.
Yeah.
And that's like one of those things that has been tough for me, because
Yeah.
like you're talking about, those temptations are like rolling along, and like you want to reach out and grab it, but like you got to kind of stick to where your feet are and be like, hey, that can't happen.
It's all around us here too.
But like, also for me, I hate, like I'm not the kind of guy to like not like somebody.
Yeah.
Like, and I
tough.
I don't care like what your beliefs are and like what you're doing. I'm gonna like try my best to like make you feel some sort of like joy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like bring a smile to somebody's face. But like I said, it gets hard whenever you get around those people and like you're trying to do it, and then those temptations get to rolling along.
Yeah. No, I mean, and some advice like I want to give like people listening to this who might be on the fence of like, hey, it's just kind of uncomfortable. Like I don't like, I feel kind of like scared to talk to people who are like Christians, and I'm comfortable where I'm at, and nothing's really bad happening in my life, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, Christianity, something piques my interest there. What I would say is just jump out of your comfort zone. Go to church alone. Like, you're going to go alone, but you're not going to feel alone when you're there. And I like it's very powerful being around people who are that passionate. Like, really, it will change your life. And if you are scared to go to church, don't be. Like, that's all I can say about it. But
some of the most like respect, like whenever I'm meeting somebody and like I immediately have respect for them, is whenever like as soon as I notice that they are like serious about their faith and their like their beliefs. Like from people that I met through baseball and stuff, like especially when we were younger, it was very, very toxic and super like of the flesh, like you would say. And then you would run into like one of those guys that was like where they're like I'm saying, like stuck where their feet are and like super religious, and like it was one of those things where like, dang.
Yeah.
I wish
and
I was like
they're able to do that with all the temptation. Too.
That's what I'm saying.
Eye opening.
Like I would say like a good one would be Luke Holbrook, bro.
Yep.
Luke Holbrook, shout out Luke.
yeah.
Bro,
He's a freshman too.
dude, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's a good
No,
dude.
it's not crazy. That's not crazy at all. Sorry, that was...
It's just hard to see.
No,
You know,
yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
It's impressive,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
should say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
no, that dude has a light about him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he literally, I don't think he wakes up and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna be that light today," but he is. Like that's
He
like
is.
what I was saying earlier. It just comes about.
Yep.
So, as an athlete, you know, we talk about those things whenever, like, you go throughout a day and you're super busy, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you give us the structure on, like, how like a prayer would go for you? Because, I mean, everybody's different. Like, some people may sit down, or, like, for me, at night, I like to lay in my bed,
Yep.
hands open. But for somebody like you, it could be like you're walking to class. Can you kind of, like, break it down?
Yeah, so like we talked about big time in one of our study groups back at home for me was finding a prayer closet or finding like a safe place for you to just you and God.
Yeah.
You know, no distractions at all, quiet, just you and God. And you know, I do that in my room right now. I usually get on my knees and put my hands on the bed and pray, and that's usually whether it's every day, every other day. That's something that I always go to. And also a main thing is before anything major happens, so like before I have a big talk with someone, before I have, you know, I'm about to go to practice, before I pitch or whatever, just saying a short prayer, like kind of recognizing like this is for you,
Yeah.
and also like please guide me through this before this podcast,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
something like that. Give me the right words to say. So
I was, especially whenever, like, I was younger, it was, like, one of those things where, like, it was difficult to get started. But now, I feel like it's just, like, a normal conversation for me. Like,
Yeah.
especially, like, before I'm about to go to bed, it's just, like, I don't want to start it up with, like, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Or, like, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's your relationship with him, and that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
Yeah.
So
I fall into like the kind of like, and it's like an everyday thing. Like
Yeah.
sometimes where it's like the prayer's the same every day,
yeah,
and I've had to like really like sit back and look at, all right, is this really relational or is this like checking a box off?
Yeah.
Like I'm all right now I can go to bed because I just prayed.
that was an eye-opening thing for me. Was actually like saying a prayer and just almost asking him a question and just sitting on it.
Yeah.
Like a big problem in your life, just asking him the question or just like saying something about it and just sitting there and feeling him, almost feeling his presence in a sense.
Yeah.
And just sitting on it. That's something that's really good too, because a lot of times like you'll get in this situation. It's like, thank you for this, can you please help me with this, versus like, how do you want me to do this?
Yeah.
How do you think I should approach this?
100%.
Yeah.
Just kind of sitting on it.
I think like a lot of times when I get into like those deep prayers, I've actually found myself, and I'm not even in a sad mood. Like I literally will
Yep.
wait, like open my eyes and they're like watering, like they're literally, like it's like I'm literally crying, and it's like I'll just like enter that mode of, and it's hard to explain because unless like you've felt it before, but it's the Holy Spirit.
Sometimes like problems in your life that are kind of weighing on you, it's kind of hard to see what they really are. I know that's kind of weird to say, but like, you ever wake up and you're just not in a good mood and you don't understand it, you just sit on it and you pray about it and you kind of feel like guilt or feel something, and it's like, why do I feel this way? It's almost like a time where I almost always know what the issue is. Always know what's making me feel this way and why I'm feeling it, you know, and just kind of getting rid of it. So
Yeah. One thing that just made me think about the whole praying thing is don't be afraid to pray in front of people.
yeah,
And I'm saying that not as like a guy who just prays for everybody in front of everybody. I've struggled with it. Like there's been times where I'm like, hey, I want to pray for that person, but I don't want it to be awkward. Just let it be awkward.
yeah,
Because the person's going to leave and
yeah.
be like,
Was it conference tournament whenever that lady asked, I think it was Blake. She asked him to pray. She asked Blake to pray for her. We were like getting on the bus after we got Chick-fil-A.
was it this past year?
Yeah.
Me and Blake weren't there. So, but I do remember.
It was somebody. I think it might have been Luke. I don't know. But
Yeah,
some
I heard
lady
about
just came
that.
up and asked somebody to pray for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I was on the bus. So, and I saw it happening, and like,
Yeah.
it looked awkward.
Adding to that,
Like
that's-
it looked really awkward. Cause like there were 3 other guys like kind of around him, and it was like one of those things where
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but like, like it probably and honestly probably helped that lady out like a ton.
Yeah.
Like just knowing that somebody else could sit there and take the time to pray for her.
I also had that situation. So like, I just now went on like it sounds bad. I just went on a date with a girl, and I've never prayed in front of, like, I don't pray in front of people.
Yeah.
And, like, just kind of initiating, like, right when it happens, you know, if this is going to be something that ever happens, you know, just, like, kind of making it, like, this is going to be a Christian relationship.
Yeah.
So, like, the first thing I did was I prayed with her. You know?
That's great.
Just,
No, I mean, honestly, like,
yeah.
hey, first date, let them know.
I know.
How'd it go?
It was really good.
It went good?
I'm praying she's not watching this. But it was really good.
Quote.
Y'all probably
got
know
it?
this guy. This is his second time in here.
Quote. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got you one.
All right. So since this is his second time popping in here, he already told us his verse. So now he's got an inspirational quote he's going to give us. Nick, you take it away here.
What's up, guys? My quote that I have is from Steve Harvey. When a man's father dies, he realizes that the one man who truly wanted him to be better than him is gone. Your father is the only man that has ever wanted you to be good.
Okay.
That's crazy that you just mentioned that because we were literally just talking about dads. So the date
Yeah.
went good. You prayed. You prayed in front of her.
Yeah, and that kind
You
of...
prayed. Did you pray for both of y'all?
Yes. I just kind of prayed for safe travel. It was very basic.
Yeah.
Something you never do.
Was this something that like you knew that this girl was like a Christian girl, like,
I
or was
did.
it one of those things that you kind of like just kind of brought up, and then it was like, oh, like gosh,
It was like we went and got sushi, and it was like before, like, is it okay if I pray for this real fast? And just praying for it, and just praying for her having a good, like, she just moved to college and all that stuff. So
Great.
is there gonna be a second date? You think? Or?
I don't know, man. Probably.
Did
Hopefully.
you did y'all split the check or?
But it does open up.
Bro, you just had an old money laugh, bro. Boy got old money.
No, but it does open up like conversations. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I started praying. It's like how, like, where do you go to church? What do you like? How do you feel about this? And just kind of going into that, which is kind of like first date. You don't want it to be that deep, you know.
Yeah.
But like,
Nah, I
I know we're talking. It sounds like y'all were talking about the right things.
yeah,
Yeah. Honestly,
just starting it off right, you know.
sounds like it went well.
It did go up,
So that's great.
hopefully. Okay.
Well, I don't know, but I prayed.
Yeah.
Ooh. Old
all right.
money laugh.
Oh, money laughs
Old
great.
money laugh.
I don't even know what I laughed like.
It was pretty
Ha
good.
ha ha ha. You don't know old money laugh?
I do, but I didn't know that's what I laughed like.
Last question.
Yeah, last question. Do you want me to go?
Oh, you got it.
All right, so for like the kind of conclusion to this, we like asking people what victory means to them when it comes to Christianity, because like we've said, like that's the whole like reason behind our podcast.
Yeah.
Right. So that moment where you give your life to the Lord, victory.
Yeah.
So what does that mean to you?
Victory is to me, and Christianity is the small wins you have. So like any time in your life that you get thrown something, because you're going to get thrown it all your life, and just kind of anytime you turn it to God or give it to God, that's a victory. I think that's really the main victory. You know, giving your life to God is the biggest thing and the greatest thing you ever do, but what you do after that to continue that relationship and build that relationship and find the next step, that's small victories that'll get you into heaven. So
I like
That's
that.
victory.
No, I like that. Like that's a different way to look at it, and that's exactly why we asked this question, because that's different than what we came up with what Klein came up with.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to look at it. I like that. Yeah. So if you've been watching, you know exactly what time it is. It's time for a little Mac motivation.
So, here, let me put this on the ground.
Oh,
So he got me thinking about it, right? I've heard somebody say this before. The devil's gonna send his toughest challenges towards the Lord's greatest warriors.
Oh, dude.
Have you seen that one?
No, but
I
I've
think
heard
Bryce-
it. But I'm just saying, you
Bryce?
Huh?
Bryce Crawford, is that his name?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably from him.
because I kept on calling him like Brandon or something in the first podcast.
Crawford.
But no, the devil's gonna send his toughest challenges to the Lord's greatest warriors. Y'all need to go check this podcast out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
no.
Hey, we're on there now.
Yeah.
We're on there now.
But no, thank you for watching.
Very much.
Thank you for spending your time, like, kind of indulging in what we want to kind of spread the word about. I want to thank Caden for coming out,
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.
hopping on the podcast, and we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, do we know who it's with yet?
We do.
Do we want to give like a little hint?
Honestly, though, we're just gonna. Should we just say it? Because if you made it this far, you deserve to know. You want to?
But we can't tell anybody that it's at the end of the video because I want to.
Yeah.
I want to see like who actually watches.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, it's Do you remember?
No, I forgot.
All right, it's Mitch Rhodes. Mitchell
Mitch
Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Mitch Rhodes.
So I don't even know if he knows that he's up next. But
No, I
you,
don't
if
think
you're
he
watching this, Mitch, you're up next. But
But so yeah, for the guys on the team, if you come to practice and you come whisper in my ear the person who is going to be in the next podcast,
high five. I mean,
I'll give
honestly,
you a slap on the butt. Is that bad?
No, they're good.
no, yeah.
They're good slaps. Sorry.
All right, and cut it out for us, man.
Go to God, I'm talking about Christ. Locking in, I gave him my life. In the Bible.